let me go back to some research that I was doing back, I think it was about 2019. And there's a group that deals with vibravision. And so they had contacted me to come in and do some research and stuff because they wanted to know, how did these people who put adhesive bandages over their eyes and put a blindfold on top of that can drive a go-kart where you can drop colored beanbags in their hand and they can tell you what color the beanbags are, even if they don't have any eyeballs? How did they do that? So I started measuring people and looking at that because we thought it was in the brain map. It actually is not in the brain map. It's actually in the quantum field. So when you look at the field itself, fields will talk to each other. So whether it's a cellular field, whether it's a magnetic field, whatever kind of field it is, that's what fields do. They talk to each other. And so one of the things that we found is that as I was looking at the brain maps of these individuals, going, how did they do that? You know, and realized in one of my meditations it was saying, um, you're looking in the wrong place. And I was looking at their brain map and it's not occurring in the brain map. It's occurring in the field. And so we understand a little bit more about what's called morphic resonance and the morphic field. The morphogenetic field is that area 3 feet around us, pretty much in all directions. And we build this thing called a torus. And so the energy comes up through our chakras and out the top of our head and then comes around about 3 feet in all directions. So when my field gets near your field, our fields are talking. The fact is, what are they talking about? You know, and so this is where the energy. So when we look at things like negative thoughts or negative beliefs, and I appreciate the fact that you told people to kind of stay open a little bit here because we are going out on the outer edge of where some of this stuff is, so that you can begin to not only suspend the belief, but begin to understand the science behind it, because there's a lot of science here. So when we began to look at the Vibravision people, how is it that you can drop a colored beanbag in from your hand down into their palm of their hand, and they can tell you what color that is before it hits the palm of their hand and be very accurate? How do they do that? Well, it's morphic resonance. What is what Rupert Sheldrake told us about. So we have the field, the morphic field. And then the question is, how do you use the energy in the field? And that is the morphic resonance. So these people, even if they don't have eyeballs, they can feel the resonance of the color, you know. And so some of these people I had worked with, to watch them do what they do on a daily basis, even with this one guy, he had lost his eyeballs to a disease, and his wife had lost her eyesight to diabetes, but they could do incredible things. And so as I looked at that and realized it's not up here in the brain so much, the brain is processing the information, but what's really happening is the energy field. So the question is, what do we do with our field? And so most people can deal with this. They've just never been taught, one, that it exists, and two, that they can do something about it.